Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Optiva webinar, Fast Track Your MVNO Launch in 90 Days with Optiva BSS on Public Cloud. I am Aaron, your host, and the team here at Optiva is delighted to have you in attendance. So with that said, let me now introduce our three presenters. Leading the way here is Shai Asarov. He is CMO at Optiva. Shai has vast B2B and B2C experience in marketing and strategy with more than 15 years in the telecom industry. In his role at Optiva, he helps CSPs monetize their assets and act on marketing strategies with hands-on guidance on data monetization, customer experience, and growth opportunity strategies. Shai helps CSPs stay ahead of market disruption, increasing competition, and shifting revenues to realize real business value. Next here, we have Mariano de Osma. He began working with his two partners at Cuy Móvil in June of 2016. In 2017, Mariano returned to Lima from his travels to focus 100% on Cuy, which launched on October 1st, 2019. And lastly, but not least, we have Karen Halpern here with us. Karen is the head of strategy and product marketing at Optiva, supporting CSPs as they evaluate the potential benefits and cost savings of migrating their BSS to the public cloud. Karen helps CSPs tie together technology requirements, organizational changes, and business needs to a clear benefit they can gain with Optiva BSS solutions and SaaS offerings. So those are all the introductions. It's now my pleasure to hand things over to Shai to begin. So Shai, please take it away.
Thank you, Aaron. So thank you everyone for joining us this morning, noon, afternoon, or evening, depends on where you're located or based. And we want to start this webinar with a quote of an analyst we just read a few weeks ago. So the telecom industry is accused many times as being kind of a stagnant or conservative industry. While this might be too harsh to some extent because we see so many new technologies and new innovation coming into our space, I think this is completely wrong when you're talking about MVNOs and MVNEs. MVNOs are here for quite some time. I think the first one was launched on 1999, so it's like 21 years ago in UK. And back then, it shook some of the mobile connectivity space in UK, but these days, MVNOs are doing much more. They are empowering customers. They are digitizing the mobile experience. They are actually even improving society. Before we dive into what MVNOs are doing and how they're doing that, let's look on a kind of a bird's-eye view on the MVNO market. You can see on the left few statistics. So the MVNO market is now evaluated as $65 billion market. We have 1,300 MVNO worldwide, serving 220 million customers. This is end of year 2018. So I guess it's like 240 million subscribers. You see how the market share of MVNO, as part of the total market share of mobile and telecom, grew with the years. This is the graph to your bottom right. You see how 10 years ago, the MVNO was 2% of the total subscribers, and now it's close to 5%. It's more than double. Number of MVNO per market, per country, is growing significantly. In developing countries, there's like 74 MVNOs in some of the developed countries. So it's like triple the number that it was on 2010. And even in developing countries, the number of MVNO has grown significantly from 13 to 30. CAGR, or the compound annual growth rates, is growing and very promising, while MNO market, traditional classical telecom, is kind of stagnant or growing slowly. MVNO shows high, very promising potential. 6% annual growth rate from 2010 to 2018, and even a higher, 50% higher than that growth rate projected from 2018 to 2023. So a very promising potential of MVNO, and I guess that if you're here in this webinar, you're probably interested in hearing more or exploring this market. So let's talk a little bit about the value proposition of MVNOs. When we're searching and learning this market of MVNO, we have classified MVNOs into three groups or three types of value proposition. The first one is an audience-driven value proposition. We think this is the most common one. These are MVNOs with an audience-driven target, so they have a well-defined audiences or needs. For example, immigrants who are seeking low-cost international calls, or think about frequently roamers who get some kind of connectivity or a subscription for certain MVNOs. It's sometimes around youth, so youth brands and specific lifestyle audiences or targets. This is actually the most common, and I guess most of you know them, and giffgaff or Leica Mobile or 20 and others are addressing those needs. The second group is what we call the synergetic diversification-driven MVNO. So this is actually MVNOs that are merging from a different company, who is usually not a communication company like a retail one or a wholesale one. Sometimes it's a TV operator who are launching additional MVNO to leverage their assets, to diversify their offering, and to give their customer additional services. Tesco Mobile, Post Mobile in Italy, Sky, Aldi Talk are some of these examples. The third one is a relatively younger or newer form of value proposition. We call it the technology-driven. These are MVNOs who really focus on a unique technology and kind of leverage technology trends like IoT. Let's look on some examples of these MVNOs, and we chose TELUS to talk about audience-driven MVNO. TELUS is the third largest MNO in Canada, and it launched an MVNE, Mobile Virtual Network Enabler platform, using Optiva BSS platform to serve its MVNO and sub-brands. And on top of this platform, TELUS is actually running few brands in parallel, and two of them is actually seen here on the slide. Kudo is an MVNO that is approaching youth and young professionals. It's very simple, moderately priced plans, not very expensive. You don't have any commitment. You can have prepaid or postpaid subscription. They have some device financing program and some self-service orientation. It's kind of a cool, hip brand. Another one is Public Mobile, a very cost-sensitive MVNO. So it's a low-cost, prepaid only, self-service. It's empowering a community and using some cool viral marketing tactics. Diversification-driven MVNO. So Group Éxito. So Group Éxito is the largest supermarket chain in Colombia. It's also operating in Uruguay and in Argentina. It has a very strong and valuable brand. It's actually considered as number 7 in Colombia. It has more than 500 stores and points of presence nationwide, and it's running one of the most successful loyalty program in Colombia. Now, in 2013, Group Éxito launched MVNO called Móvil Éxito. They use the brand and their distribution channels. They use some of their Puntos Colombia, this is their loyalty program, to actually leverage and diversify into a MVNO, mobile operators. Móvil Éxito is considered very successful. It's the second biggest MVNO in the market in Colombia, and it gained 2.1% of the total market share when I'm including MNOs, MVNOs, and the entire market. Now, synergies and diversification is two-sided game. So while Móvil Éxito is enjoying the brand and the point of presence and the financial back of Group Éxito, it also contributing back, bringing enhanced marketing and communication channel, improving analytics and know-how and insight about consumers. It helps deepen customer affinity and monetize the base of the people who are selling in Group Éxito. I think one of the interesting examples of this complementary offering is seen with some small banners on the right, where you see Éxito Móvil one-on-one program, which is powered by our platform. The idea is that Éxito Móvil is granting 1 minute for every one item you buy on the grocery shops of Group Éxito. And with that, we enable them to fully monetize their base and diversify their offering. The third type of MVNO, as you recall, is the technology-driven, and Truphone is one of the example, very interesting example, a very technology-driven MVNO, working globally, serving customers in what they call the Truphone world, the local rates and standard bundles in 66 countries. And they have also some Truphone zone with local numbers with the same SIM in 8 countries. The idea is that they're using their technology to make you feel local anywhere. And when you're traveling, and if you're frequent travel, and of course, pre-COVID time, you can enjoy some local experience worldwide. Now, with that, having kind of showing some of the framework to talk about MVNOs, we wanted to bring it back to you here in the audience and just for fun, understand what type of MVNO are you? Yeah, so interesting enough, I said in the beginning that the audience-driven MVNOs is the most common. But as the world is changing, we also see some trends going more into the technology-driven, IoT, machine-to-machine, and others types of MVNO trying to fully utilize some of the newest 5G technologies, working with public cloud and others. So I'm happy to see here some more technology-driven MVNO and types of MVNO as well as others. So we're back here with the slide. So just as a kind of a bridge into our next part, MVNO deliver an innovative business model, right? We talk about few of these examples, few of these innovative ways of providing mobile services. Innovation is tough. Defining your business model, your business monetization scheme is very challenging. But in the end, you want many times a partner that will do the heavy lifting of your BSS ecosystem. And this is where we, Optiva, is getting into the picture. So we are a revenue management BSS vendor. We're offering cloud-native revenue management products, billing and charging over the public cloud. We serve some of the most known logos and brands in the world, very big ones, but also very innovative, agile, and quick to move MVNOs. You see some of the names that we mentioned before, but there are others who can shape and shake the industry. And we're happy and humble to serve these customers. And with that, I want to move the presentation to Mariano, who will take it from here. I think Cuy Móvil, which he's leading, is one of these examples for very unique digital-oriented MVNO, shaking and disrupting the market in Peru. So Mariano, here, that's for you.
Thank you, Shai, for the intro. I'm gonna begin speaking about Cuy Móvil. Cuy is a MVNO in Peru. We launched our operations in October 2019, so we have almost 10 months in the market. I will begin with a brief overview of the Peruvian market. It's very new in terms of MVNOs. We just began in 2015. We have a little bit over 41 million phone lines, so 130% penetration. There's only 4 MNOs, or traditional operators, where you can see at the bottom right hand, and there is currently 3 MVNOs in the market, only 2 operating, and there's still a lot of room for improvement in terms of MVNOs, and no specific one that has succeeded. As we can see in Denmark, there is 45 MVNOs with a population of 5 million. So this reinforces our point that it's still a very immature market. So going directly into Cuy Móvil, we try to make mobile simple. We are completely digital, meaning that you purchase our SIM cards through our web, and we deliver them to your house. Our value proposition is that we try to make bureaucratic, highly bureaucratic due diligence, such as ordering a SIM card, changing plans, portabilities, everything by yourself from home through an application. With that being said, I would like to present you a video of how the activation process works with Cuy Móvil. So a client orders the SIM card through our website, through our e-commerce, and when the SIM card is delivered at your house, you begin the activation process. With this, you download the app, you include the email address that has been registered with your account, create or include your password. This will permit you access to the application, and if you don't have an active SIM card associated to your profile, you begin with the activation process. So you activate the process, you include your DNI or identification number. We are connected with the database of the government, and activating the camera of your phone, you take a picture of your fingerprint. This compares and validates your DNI number, your identification number with your picture, and validates yourself. After this, you associate the SIM card that you have received, you choose your number, or decide to do the portability of your other number. All of this is done live. It's a process of around 1.5 minutes, and all of this is connected with the Optiva platform, meaning that your line is up and running within the minutes of presentation that you have seen. This technology was completely new when we launched to the market. Given the COVID times, it's very successful in the past month, and actually all the MNOs that have been in the market for several years have already imitated or are in the process of imitating our process, having in mind that in out-store activations are becoming much more popular. So yes, basically our value proposition is that you can manage your mobile subscription, everything from your house, from your application, without having to go to a store and checking your consumptions, making your subscriptions, referring friends, and we try to also build a community throughout our digital channels. And now to put in place how our, in a digital way, in a more graphic way, how our setup is made. We've presented you this slide. Basically, we are hosted by Claro. Claro is the second biggest MNO in the Peruvian market and very big in the region, América Móvil. And with the Optiva platform, with the MVNE, we are able to be hosted from their own network. Through the APIs that Optiva has given us, in that we've been working on tailoring with them, we are all in the cloud. So all of our systems go through Google Cloud, GCP, and this permits us to, again, through APIs, connect to our own systems. In Cuy, we are a very small team. We are about 11 people. We focus on having very low operational costs, and we connect to the web, to our app, where clients can directly order their SIM card. We also connect with another department of Optiva called the Business Value Team. The Business Value Team is a group of professionals that have a lot of experience in the industry, and then help us a lot with making any kind of commercial or market questions, and basically help us on our most important strategic day-to-day issues. So getting into our experience of Optiva as a partner and being completely transparent, I think the most important thing is that we had a long implementation process. This was the first time that Claro Peru did the hosting of an MVNO. Something to remark, and that it was very powerful, is that we had an in situ integration, meaning that it was a group of Optiva project managers and engineers in Peru with the Claro network team and the Cuy team. By being able to be all together, this made the implementation process very smooth. Additionally, we created and we were taught on creating incident prevention and control procedures. And additionally, we have developed very strong communication channels that permit us to quickly detect and change if any errors present. Configuring the plans that Cuy wants to launch to a market, and being able to launch a plan within 7 to 14 days and being aligned with our strategic and commercial goals is super important. Something that was very, very useful and promising, that keeps on really surprising us, is the agility of the APIs that Optiva gave us. It permits us to really be this lean and flexible. It permits us to activate a line within a minute through a mobile application. And the nice thing about this is that during the project stage, we're also able to tailor these APIs and work around depending on the business case that we were presented. No, like mentioned, no other operator had this way of digitally activating clients. And something very good is that we were able to implement our own CRM solution. Sometimes the CRMs that enablers or companies try to force one on using are not very friendly or don't make sense for a business. And it was very nice that we were able to use our own and completely integrate via APIs to the Optiva platform. Additionally, Optiva's unlimited value is that we have aligned efforts based on our customer requirements. We're always able to prioritize the configurations or the incidents that we, Cuy Móvil, want to do. We have direct interaction with engineering, since the integrations section also on to change requirements. I can chat directly with them, ask for their recommendations and what makes more sense based on the experience they have also seen with other MVNOs or MNOs. As well, something I touched very quickly was the business value team, how they really help us with market analysis, churn analysis, even from pricing our own plans to making competitor analysis or the analysis of a specific segment in the market. This is very powerful, and it helps us to give more suspense to our decisions as an MVNO. And something super useful is that we leverage the experience that they have seen with other operators. No, a clear example of this is that we recently launched a new attribute, which is data rollover. Basically permits you to accumulate the data that is not being used month to month. This is something that's completely new in the Peruvian market. And given Optiva's experience with this kind of plans in markets such as India or Mexico, we were able to quickly, within 3 weeks, launch a commercial offer that did not exist in Peru with a very, very good technical sustent. So far the experience was very good, and we really see Optiva not only as a provider, but also very good as leveraging their experience and knowledge. As in Cuy, we have no telco background related employees. This definitely fills in the gap. And lastly, just to make a quick debrief of the competitive advantage that Cuy has seen is that we've had very good time into the market within the time of the integration. We're the second MVNO, so we still see to have that first mover advantage. We have very good know-how between the local market, Optiva in the telecom industry, and also from my partners who are from Europe that have seen MVNO market develop. But most important is that Cuy is very lean through the technology that we've launched. We're techie, we're agile, we can change very quickly, while MNOs take time taking decisions, take time doing or filling the bureaucratic due diligence. We are very lean, and we point ourselves, our company, as being techy. So far, we have been thriving in the Peruvian market, and this is completely due to our strategy, but also having Optiva as our MVNE enabler. So with that said, I will continue and the presentation, hand it over to Kieran, and they will answer questions at the end.
Great. Well, thank you, Mariano, for sharing with us your great experience. And I would say that digital-only UI and service that you launched, I really hope our collaboration will continue to produce great ideas and success. With that, with Mariano's and Shai's examples of the offering behind the use cases they shared, I would like to introduce to you Optiva BSS platform and the Optiva BSS offering. I'd like to spend the next few minutes to take a deeper look at the Optiva platform and the offering it provides. While MVNOs are mainly focusing on the business, setting up the software that is required to manage such an operation is complex. Let's just take Mariano's example. They're a very lean organization, 11 people, I think you mentioned, and none of them have the telco background. Optiva BSS solution provides the end-to-end answer to all the services enterprise software needs that lean and mean MVNO needs. The offering provides three main elements that accelerate MVNO success. From functionality point of view, Optiva provides the full suite of capabilities MVNOs need for launching a mobile service, and we'll go deeper into the different modules that comprise the BSS suite. It allows a fast and dynamic flexible operation so that MVNOs can not only respond fast to market needs, but also learn and innovate with the latest ideas and capabilities that source from other customers of Optiva. And as Mariano mentioned, two examples for that. One of them was the data rollover, where the functionality and capability was already available in the product. Our business value team helped Cuy to define the service and launch within 3 weeks. And last, Optiva ensures an end-to-end ownership and accountability so that MVNOs can focus on managing the business and bring new ideas and set up new relations. The Optiva BSS platform includes all of the functionality that are required for an MVNO to launch a new service, ready and out of the box. It's modular on one hand, but pre-integrated. There is no need for tailored integration during the setup phase. It's a BSS suite. The data model and functionality covers all prepaid and postpaid mobile subscription services, and it's readily to plug into the network of your choice. From a functionality point of view, these include all elements required for integration to the network, including provisioning and service and policy control, all modules that are required for managing the product and the billing, such as the product catalog, the order handling, as well as payment management. And from engagement point of view with the customer, it holds the customer management, the CRM, the end user applications such as self-care and also dealer care, and also provides additional modules for reporting and analytics. Optiva BSS was designed to provide a rich set of configurable monetization possibilities. They focus on empowering the digital customer and enhancing his overall experience. We put the customer at the center of the service. This includes examples, just like Mariano mentioned, and you saw in other customers that are using our system, flexible price plan and bundling of any available service. Build your own plan, which is very attractive and very popular with conscious segments as well as youth segments. Group-related pricing capabilities such as shared plans, split billing, split bundling, and flexible promotion framework, loyalty and rewards mechanisms, all driven by a real-time notification for enhancing customer loyalty and ensuring customer retention. We target and hope to provide the best customer experience to our end users. And with that, our MVNOs benefit from requirements that are sourced from CSPs that are already using Optiva for the last years. These capabilities are also available and focusing on digital channels. We focus on digital channels for self-care and other important aspects of the solution. The service is available through the mobile app, the Well Self-Care, and has APIs that allow integration to other channels such as chat and voice assistance. We make sure that our APIs are open and standard following the TM Forum standardization, and they are future ready for integrating to new channels as they emerge. We target our systems to be available and ready for any emerging channel that is possible to come. But having a rich set of functionality is just the first step. To have a successful MVNO, you need much more than functionality in order to succeed. Leveraging the cloud-native technology that our solution is built on, and the fact that the solution is available on the public cloud and uses the public cloud capabilities, such as the scalability and the automation tools, allows MVNOs to fast-track the initial launch and ensure a fast time to market and flexibility to innovate in their day-to-day operations. Optiva introduces a new methodology for ensuring success. Traditionally, setting a new full BSS environment is a long process. And in industry benchmarks, we see that it takes somewhere around 12 to 18 months in average to launch a new service, both for CSPs, but also for MVNOs. With Optiva, you can go live in just 90 days. So how do we actually make such a rapid deployment? So there are several elements to it. First, we have a dedicated working environment that is set up on the public cloud within 2 weeks from kickoff. We use our automated capabilities, our multi-tenancy product support, the readily available products, all the automation tools that are available and used on the public cloud, and the instant availability of compute power on the public cloud. All of these actually allow us to build a working environment within 2 weeks. This is followed by a clear configuration process. So after the first instance is available, every 2 weeks, we start configuring new functionalities and new products into the instance with a clear configuration process, short delivery cycles to configure the required scope to meet and fine-tune the launch needs. This process is performed hands-on with the MVNO. So it's a joint process led by Optiva team, but the MVNO team can participate, allowing the MVNO to get us familiar with the platform and its flexibility during the setup phase. And of course, it reduces the risk. Why is that? Due to the shorter time, the shorter effort, and the ensured compatibility with the actual needs for the launch. The longer the duration of the delivery, the longer the risk of having gaps between what was actually
required versus what was actually delivered. The shorter the delivery, the more accurate it is, and the more tailored it is and relevant for the actual launch. But this is not only on paper. I wanted to share with you an example of a greenfield MVNO in North American markets. This MVNO has a very interesting strategy. First of all, its strategy is focused around diversification. Allow non-telco companies to launch a telco complementary brand, much like the example that Shai presented earlier. This MVNO's main focus is to identify potential partners from other industries and jointly launch their brand. Similar to Cuy, they're a very lean organization and they are business people. Their focus is around finding the business partners. For that, they needed somebody, a partner, to establish a working environment for BSS in a short time and allow future brands to be launched fast. In practice, this project went live within 3 months with a set of products and price plans for launch. Optiva focused on the setup and configuration, while the MVNO focused on defining the products and developing its future partnership. Now, going live is a very important step. It's the initial step, and the faster you go, the faster you start generating revenue. But there is much more to managing a service beyond the go live, and there are a lot more requirements on day-to-day life. Here, Optiva BSS platform leverages the public cloud to enable fast time to market and to drive agility. To be ahead of the market and attract new customers, MVNOs need to innovate and react fast. They need to react fast to the market. The market is constantly changing, and they need to bring up new ideas. Optiva provides a constant flow of new features sourced from its customers around the globe. We developed new capabilities, and these are incorporated to the centrally managed product and rolled out seamlessly to all of our cloud installations. So from an end user point of view, from an MVNO point of view, this is seamless, and instantly he gets new capabilities available to him for him to use. Using the dynamic configuration capabilities and the well-defined configuration methodology allows us to respond to market change with updated offering within days. We have very strong UIs that allow configuring without any code development with using a business user, new offerings and new bundles to the service. The public cloud, with its automated scalability, provides an immediate answer to any capacity need and growth. Actually, what it means is that an environment for a specific MVNO can be very lean and small in terms of hardware or compute. And when needed, it can grow and increase automatically to answer all of the capacity needs. And when this is no longer needed, it automatically reduces the compute and using elasticity capabilities. Optiva complementary services and partner portfolio allows us to enhance the offering with new partners and new engagements that we provide. And we have a growing ecosystem of partners that are working with us, and we're happy to share with our customers. And last, and very important, is the open architecture. In our industry, traditionally, every vendor had his own software, very closed, very limited. It was very difficult to create synergy and to create integration between different systems. Today, with the initiative of the telecom industry to have an open architecture, we are a very strong believer in the open architecture, and we apply standard APIs for easy integration to any third party. I think, again, Mariano stated it very nicely, how they integrated their own solution for CRM into our BSS platform using the standard APIs. This allows MVNOs to respond fast to the market learn from other markets, and also lead and disrupt within their own markets. And this is something that is very important for MVNO success. The third and the last layer of the key to success is the SaaS. SaaS includes, from our point of view, operational and commercial aspects, and ensures a true end-to-end service offering for our MVNOs. From an operational point of view, this includes managed compute and hosting on the public cloud. It covers all the hosting needs and replaces MVNO need to manage the hosting center, the data center, the purchasing of the hardware, the life cycle management, and everything related to it. It also includes the managed application with latest up-to-date products using new CI/CD tools for a constant flow of new features. It includes full operation of the service and also built-in support and maintenance, and also business operation service to configure all of the products and offers that MVNOs want to launch to the market. We provide it with well-established practices, and of course, the MVNO has full visibility and transparency to all of the operation and all of the KPIs that are defined. Combining services along with the end-to-end modules and functionality actually brings gains to the MVNOs with an always-on ensured business continuity as expected from a telco service, 100% availability. Automated testing is performed with every change, ensuring that the system is not affected and that customer experience is always maintained. Automated scalability and elasticity to ensure that any capacity need is answered. While there is no need for this capacity, it is reduced to ensure cost is optimized. And Optiva ensures that MVNOs have the full visibility to the service and performance, while acting as the single point of contact for all aspects, for hosting, for managing the application, for managing the operation. And last, from a commercial point of view, SaaS brings a lot of commercial flexibility. Optiva's SaaS model moves away from the traditional telecom license model that is very expensive, and we believe it's inefficient. It's inefficient because as an MVNO or as an operator, you need to buy the software and the hardware. You need to manage the application lifecycle as well as the hardware. And you need to repurchase the hardware and upgrade the software every 3 to 5 months, 5 years, sorry. But Optiva adopted the cloud model, which is flexible and convenient. It has no or low upfront fee. It moves away from the license to the subscription. With that, an MVNO doesn't need to purchase the hardware, and it allows them to pay as you go and pay as you grow and pay only for what is actually used by the system. It allows the MVNO to stay lean and correlate the cost to the actual revenue that is provided. We believe, and we are able to prove, that SaaS provides lower costs and actually drives a lot of savings. I wanted to share with you a few seconds about an example of an MVNO in South America that was planning to launch a new service with 120K subscribers. Our team that constantly evaluates total cost and ownership with a very thorough methodology was able to evaluate and show that the difference between the two types of implementation, between traditional on-premise implementation and a SaaS on public cloud, actually will save this MVNO more than 60% of the overall cost. And as you can see, most of the cost is not the direct cost that's being saved, but the indirect cost on the MVNO that is almost eliminated totally, while ensuring that Optiva manages all of the services and ensures an expected cost. With that, I would like to hand over back to Shai to wrap up and answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Karen. So before we go into the Q&A, and we wanted to leave you with the ability to ask some questions and get answers. We just want to put that on the slide. So when we look on Optiva and showing what's our value proposition or why do we offer you to work with us, we're talking about an end-to-end, both functionality-wise, from rating and charging to billing and front ends, with product catalog and ordering and all that you need to launch your MVNO, with a SaaS offering that takes full accountability and responsibility for the services and managing and operating of the system. We're offering you a flexible and a dynamic solution to launch fast and to continue to launch changes. We'll bring 20 years of global experience, proven telco-grade product. We're open to cloud ecosystem, helping you to get the most advanced and mature technology and with the lowest TCO. But how can you start? We call it easy as 1, 2, 3. You need to bring your network. This is something that we don't take care of. So either an MNO that wants to launch an MVNE business and they have already a network, or an MVNO that has signed a contract with an MNO provider. You need to bring your innovation, your ideas, your offering. What do you want to offer your customers? And of course, you need to acquire customers in the end, but we'll do all of the rest. We'll set up a working environment. We'll configure the relevant products and price plan and bundles. We'll test it. We roll out it. We'll manage the operation and kind of give you a worry-free environment, worry-free area to keep innovate and addressing your customers. We have a starting package, which you can see here on the left, and it covers prepaid and postpaid, mobile only, as one of you asked in the question. So it's mobile only. We offer as the starting package prepaid and postpaid. The enterprise can be an add-on on top of it. With the entire functionality that we mentioned, we launched the project. And after 90 days, you have a full live working environment. So now back to you, Aaron.
Okay, so we'll jump into the questions. And Mariano, you are at the top of the list here for the first question. And it asks, Mariano, what are the top things you need from your vendor to succeed?
Thank you, Shai. So, of course, you need certain technical capabilities from the platform that match the requirements that one needs in order to launch their MVNO. But apart from the technical capabilities, I would argue that something super useful is the experience of the team and the way that the architecture is done. Right nowadays, we work in a very remote environment with experts all around the world. So it's very important to have a robust system in which one can properly communicate. Also, incident management or protocols in order to be able to solve these issues. And most importantly, I would think a comprehensive team that is able to, a capable team that can tackle the changes or the requirements that the business brings on the day-to-day activities.
All right, very good. And next question, Shai, goes to you. Can you deliver your product in Ghana?
So the short answer is yes. And the longer answer is Optiva is working really globally. We have a customer in Australia and we have a customer in Peru that you just heard, but in other countries in Latin America and North America. So we're really working across the globe. Some of our operators are super small, like 10,000 customers or users. Some of them are super large. One of our customers is Vodafone Idea, serving 300 million customers. This is one of the biggest telecom in the world. Of course, in the MVNO, MVNE world, we're talking about much lower number. A lot of our customers are around 50,000 subscribers, 100, 200, maybe up to 1 million. But again, we have the full capacity to serve any size of an operator and really across any territory and region. Now, working over the public cloud, you have data centers and you have a public cloud data center across any region these days: Africa, Middle East, Asia Pacific, Australia, America, of course, Europe, etc. So that's also working from that perspective.
Very good. Karen, we'll bring you in here with this next question. It asks, what is the big difference of having an E2E suite on-prem and not on the public cloud?
Wow. So it's a great question, and I hope that I was able to follow some of the answers, but just to summarize. First of all, when you're hosting the solution on-prem, it means that you actually, as an MVNO, need to manage all of the operations that is behind the hosting. That means the data center, the security, purchasing the hardware, having the people that operate them, and having the people that also operate the solution. When the solution is on the public cloud, first of all, on top of the fact that it's cloud native, it also uses public cloud capabilities, all of the automation tools, all of the products that are available on the public cloud and can be embedded to the product and are embedded to the product. The scalability of the compute. You don't need to ensure and secure a lot of compute power. You just scale up and scale down as you need. And of course, with the cloud, Optiva is able to provide an end-to-end SaaS model, which is challenging and not provided when it's on-prem.
All right, very good. Another question here, Shai, this goes to you. How should I choose the type of MVNO to launch, and what should be the first steps after I choose, and I presume that's MVNO?
So I guess it might be choose MNO. So we talked a little bit about the types of MVNOs, the different value proposition, the audience driven, the technology, the diversification. I guess anyone who comes into a discussion with us also have already an idea and a business plan and a funding and already chose an MNO, mobile network operator, to launch its MVNO on, or actually even saying, I'm an MNO and I would like to launch an MVNE platform. Other than the technical part, which we talked about, our platform, our functionality, working over the cloud, being cloud native, we also enable or allow some business value, BV services, which Mariano mentioned, and they can also help any MVNO or MVNE to kind of fine-tune their requirements. We bring a lot of experience working with different MVNOs and wholesale providers across the globe, and we can help you, each one of you launching an MVNO, to really fine-tune your pricing, to fine-tune your acquisition strategy, to understand what will be your business plan going forward. Should I finance or subsidize some of the handsets? Should I do some kind of a data different package or a rollover, which is a feature, etc., etc.? What should be my loyalty program, if at all? So we bring a lot of experience and can help you fine-tune while you bring some of the directives and the innovation and the business strategy, and we help you with some of the details.
All right, we have about a half minute here, Shay, so I'll squeeze this one in. Optiva MVNE system is usually contracted by network operator or by the MVNO to be, and in addition, is it approaches only mobile or also wirelines?
Yeah, so as we said, we're a mobile only on this platform. We have additional products, but this one is a mobile only. And we have some customers who are MVNOs, like, for example, Éxito, which we mentioned, and some others who are using us through an MVNE platform. Cuy is actually running over Claro Peru, which uses us as an MVNE platform. So we can work in both ways.
All right, everyone, this brings us to the end of the hour. So in closing here, I'd like to thank Shai, Mariano, and Karen for preparing this presentation and sharing all of the information they did with us. To all of you who are watching, you could have been many places this past hour. Thank you so much for choosing to be here with us. So that is it. This concludes our Optiva webinar. Have a great day, everyone. And with that, we are done.